this video, I'll be talking about my Infernoble list I took to my locals last week. I ended up coming 4th place, and I'll also be talking about the changes that I would make to it. So if you're a fan of the channel or just tuning in for the first time, go ahead and leave a like, and of course subscribe, because we are so close to 7,000 subscribers. And without further ado, let's get straight into the video. Alright guys, so now we will quickly be getting into the deck profile. Now the reason why I said that these are the changes I'm going to be making is this is a really quick list I put together as soon as AGOV came out, and you guys will see what I'm talking about later on. So starting off with the deck list, guys, we are playing triple Neo Space Connector. Now bear with me, I know I'm trying to fix this glitter, I don't know where it's coming from, but we got triple Neo Space Connector and of course the one almighty Aqua Dolphin. Now I'm sure you guys are very familiar with these cards and what it does. Again, normal summon, 1 card combo, 1.5 card combo if you get interrupted, summon up the Aqua Dolphin, and then of course Aqua Dolphin's absolutely cracking. What he does is like literally just summon Aqua Dolphin, discard, your opponent will scoop in that very instant because they had a Droll Lockbird and they are very upset that they were not able to drop it on us. So again, triple Neo Space Connector, like this is definitely something you cannot change. If anybody says or tells you to play Neo Space Connector, please just slap them in the head, or not, you know what I mean? But yeah, we just have to play Space Connector. And then this is a card that I was talking about. So we're rocking triple Ogier, or Oger as some people really love to say. I'm just gonna call it Ogier because I feel like it's unique to me, but we are playing triple Ogier. Now this will change heading into like AGOV, or I guess further on when I get my hands on the new cards. So I am playing triple Ogier and I'm pairing it with triple Renaud. Now in my opinion, heading on forward, you probably don't need to play 3 Ogier, so you can just make space for this. And Renaud, I would say play 1 to 2. I don't really like playing 1 Renaud in my personal opinion because I just feel like the safety net is really good, especially if you don't have to go through them. But yeah, my list that I was playing is 3 Ogier and triple Renaud. So again, now, note one thing, this is without the Diabellstar cards. The reason why they're without the Diabellstar cards is I took a small break, and then when I came back, I was not able to get my hands on the Diabellstar cards, which I will be getting very shortly, or very soon, I guess you could say. So that's the reason why my ratio is like this. And then, of course, once I get my Diabellstar and I start smacking my locals up, I will be able to tell you guys exactly the right ratios. But again, so that's it for that. For the, I guess you could say like a Fire Warriors or whatever. Nothing really changed out of those guys, you know what I mean? But then, of course, we are playing the 1 elves. So again, the 1 God Gearfried, the 1 Maugus, the 1 Astolfo, the 1 Olivier, the 1 Turpin, and the 1 Richardetto. Yeah, like this. It sucks that it's not centered, but whatever. Like I'm trying to make it easier for you guys to see. But again, like I said before, very standard. Maugus is absolutely mandatory in the deck. It's the reason why you can loop a lot of your resources, keep playing, things of that nature. Again, remember that Maugus is a cost to shuffle into the deck, so you cannot shove back extra deck monsters. So that's one thing. But again, he is really good. Being able to loop your resources and play with just all your 1-ofs is absolutely crazy. He's the reason why playing 1 Turban and 1 Richardetto don't really matter. So again, that's 1 Maugus. Astolfo is a card that absolutely can be cut, and I have been testing without him. And I'm not really missing him too much. Like in theory, he's really good. In practicality, not really, you know what I mean? The 1 Oliver is always going to just be the 1 Oliver. Being able to have like a little toolbox that you can access, like, oh, I need to draw, I need an extender, I need an extender, I need an extender, you know what I mean? So it's really good. So then again, the 1 Turpin, I know, super controversial card that's been going crazy for the YCS. But again, note one thing about Turpin, he has 2 effects. So the first effect is he can equip. The second effect is if you control a monster you equip with an equip spell, he can special summon himself out. Of course, he can only special himself out that way once per turn. If he equips and then you museum and then you link him off and then you reborn him, you can absolutely do that. I don't know what the YCS commentators were talking about back then, but yeah, and then we have the 1 Richardetto again. Normal summon Wolfbark Reborn, and then hidden ability that Pac was showing a lot in his feature match is you can banish him, special summon 1 from hand. So he's really nice because you can go normal, no effect, link him off, and then special him out, and you know what I mean? So he's really good. And then the 1 Phoenix Gearfried, you don't really need to play any more of this card, especially because all of these little gremlins like join up on him. And you saw in like the feature match where like Pack had like this and this, so can't be sure about can't be sure about card effects. When Gearfried negates, you send this, shove back, and draw. So it's really good in that regard, like making the little weenie Gearfried. It's super nasty. Like, why would you not do it? And then to round off the monsters, we are playing the 1 Fire Flint Lady and the double Red Lair. Now I'm really rocking with Red Lair. I really enjoy Red Lair. I think he's a really good card. He's mandatory in my personal opinion. With the Diabellstar cards though, you tend to go over 40, so you probably just want to cut 1. So you're just like this, so it's 1-1 because you have the utility when you go second, being able to out a lot of monsters, a lot of SP little knights, things of that nature. So it's really good. One thing about SP is she's not like DP. So if you go special on Red Lair, enter battle phase, attack, they can't go SP banish. It has to be in response to an effect, and Red Lair is not a response, he's like an inherent summon, so Red Lair is really good in that regard. But that's it for the main deck monster engines, I would say. I'll talk about like my go second and my hand traps later on. But again, moving on, we are playing, of course, triple Noble Arms Museum. Now, if you're not playing this card, like, what are you doing? And then paired with Museum, we're playing triple Heritage of the Chalice. The reason why I say paired is Heritage can actually search Museum. In one of my matches, I ended up summoning out an Angelica. I went Angelica effect, and they went Ash Blossom, so it stopped my Museum. But it didn't matter because I went activate Heritage of the Chalice, Heritage fetch my Museum, and then continue playing from there. Currently, I'm not on drone lock, or not on drone lock, but I'm currently not on terraforming, and I'm sure you guys know why. I just don't like playing into Droll, especially because a lot of people are going to be main decking Droll now because they feel like it's really good because a lot of the YCS players are doing it. So I don't want to terraforming into Museum and just get Drolled on my search. Of course, there are ways to test for Droll, so you can see like, oh, whatever. But I just don't want that terraforming to be dead in my hand. So that's the reason why I say not to play terraforming. But again, to each their own. Like, it's 4 more Museums, so why would you not play it, right? So that's that. And then adding on to more consistency, of course, the 1 reinforcement of the army. I'm going to try and upgrade my rarities, honestly, after I saw a bunch of players playing with shiny already. So I'm probably going to go out of my way to upgrade my rarities, but we'll see. But I mean, 1 rotor, like an easy saddle anyway, so 1 rotor is really good. Then for the equips, this is something that I don't know why I did this, but we have 1 Divine Sword, 1 Angelic Ring, 1 DDR, followed by 1 Joyous, 1 All Mace, and 1 Dirt. Now, I know, I'm absolutely insane. So my theory was, oh, if I just play with Malgus perfectly, I'll be able to just get away with the 1 Durandal. Right? The issue came when I was milling 4. Like, for example, I would like mill these 4, or I would mill 4 off of my combos. So, like, let's say I would mill 4 like this, and I already went through a Durandal, and then like I needed like a Museum search already in that turn. My second Museum search I couldn't use because I didn't have the other equip spell, so just having the other name is like really good. Alternatively, I have been seeing a lot of people do this where they just play the 1 Durandal here. So again, it's perfectly fine, but just missing the second Durandal just hurt so much for me, especially because I kept drawing multiple equip spells. So again, moving forward, I'm definitely just going to do this, and this is just going to be my Durandal, and I'm just going to leave it at that and continue playing like that. I think the equip spells, you don't really mess with this ratio, in my opinion. You just do this because post Hunter Fiend cards and stuff like that, you're always milling 3, so you're just milling like these 3 here, and you're going for Aqua Dolphin plays because Hunter Fiend lets you turbo into Appaloosa really easily. So that's it for my equip spells. And then moving on from there, guys, we are playing the go second card. So again, triple Ash Blossom, triple Infinite Impermanence, and I am playing double triple Tactics Talents. And then my last card, so let me just move these for you guys right here. And then my last card was a Call by the Grave. So my locals is a bunch of random things. So again, Ash Blossom is really good when you're playing against random cards, random decks, things of that nature. It checks like a lot of rogue matchups as well. Infinite Impermanence is also a really good card because again, it's just probably like one of the best hand traps in the metagame. Being able to just like stick on any monster is really good, especially being powerful as a 6th. And then Talents is really good as well because if you get hand trap, you can push through it, things of that nature, go second, break boards. And Call by the Grave, the reason why I said that is there are a lot of people in my locals playing Droll and Lockbird, and I personally think that like it's very cringy, but I mean I just wanted out to Droll, especially on my 6th card. There are a couple like Cheer Element players, a couple Branded players, a couple Loudon players where like game 1 call by it's not that bad against them, so that's why I decided to rock it like this. Moving forward, probably gonna cut down, try and see if I can fit a little more hand traps or more board breakers, but in my opinion I think hand traps are better in Infernoble because you can kind of slow them down, things of that nature. But that's it for the main deck, guys. I think I'm at 41. Yeah, like I said, for my main change would be I would cut the Astolfo, cut the red layer, I would cut the Joyas for the Durandal. I'll try and fit in the Hunter Fiend engine, like cut down Ogays and Renauds, and I'll give you an updated list once I get those cards, of course. But again, what is a deck without your lovely tokens supporting you all the way? So you already know I gotta get Yusei, gotta get 2 Yuseis, gotta get Zane, and I gotta give him the mass token because when you nip them, you give them the mass token and they get a little offended because you're like, you know, I'm gonna give you this token. And then of course you need a really powerful field center, so I got my Isagi Yoichi because I am a striker. But then moving on to the extra, guys, we are playing double Emperor Infernoble Armor Charles guy, whatever. This card's crazy. Like if you could play more, you would, but he's just crazy. 2 is all you need, especially because they're like ways of reborning him and things of that nature. And then we are playing double Isol. Unfortunately, this card might get banned. There's just too many things going on with it right now. And then, so again, I don't have the wanted cards, and I don't have SV Lil Knight as well. So this kind of like a budget AGOV build, but I will have those cards very soon. So I'm playing the 1 Ferocious Flame Sorcerer now. When you get SP, just cut this card completely. I'm playing the 1 Retent again. When you get SP, you can cut this card as well. There's all sorts of other tech cards you can play in this deck that work really well. But again, like I said before, because I don't have those cards, I just decided to stick with what I know. So the 1 Appaloosa, shout out Ben hooked me up with the Appaloosa. Might try and get a better rarity, who knows. The 1 Goki, the Power Lord Ogre, of course, for the links. And then we have the 1 Battle Boxer King Dempsey. I don't really know why people are on Artorias still. It doesn't make any sense, especially when like Joyous is just like a very bad card now. Like yeah, I know there are scenarios, but like you don't want your deck to be ready for that 1% when you can just make it ready for the 99%. So again, Dempsey's really good. I have the one Baguska because I was like, oh, if I get drolled on like one of my searches, I can just end on Baguska. We also have like a Flunder player there in a couple of random decks, so like making a Baguska and playing through is really good. That regard. And then the synchros, the one Angelica, one is all you need. Even if you don't know the combo, it doesn't really matter. The one Captain Roland, we have the one Charles, and we have the one Baron. My last card was a flex card, so this one it didn't really matter. I was thinking about Unicorn, I was thinking about Access Code, things of that nature. This one can do whatever. It can be the second Angelica if you need it. In my opinion, you almost never summon it. Like your most summon cards really, if you think about it in Infernoble, it's gonna be this, right? It's gonna be the two Charles. It's gonna be the double it's sold for when they're bad and they like imperm your first Charles. It's gonna be the Appaloosa. It's gonna be the Dempsey for combos. You're gonna summon the Baron, the Charles, the Roland, and the Angelica. So now if you think about it, you have this many free spaces. So like I said before, guys, it's gonna be like SP Little Knight. It's probably gonna be a Relinquish Anima as well. I really like that tech choice. And it's gonna be like other cards like Nightmare Unicorn, Access Code, like you do whatever you want, like Typhon. So again, the world is your oyster depending on kind of what you're interested in. But quickly, I'm gonna get into the side deck real quick. And I think the side deck stands true no matter what the budget is. So for the side deck, we are playing triple DD Crow. I think DD Crow is the most versatile card that you can play currently. So it hits purely, it hits Unchained, it hits like tier elements, it hits Branded, it hits Labyrinth, it hits all sorts of random decks that like you don't want to deal with. DD Crow does a really good job in. Better than Bishos as well because you don't lose to Thrust also. Then you have to be maining or siding this card like no matter what. Crow is just crazy. At my locals, I wouldn't suggest maining Droll just because there's not enough of like Droll decks. But siding is definitely good enough. And then we are playing the double Nibiru and the one Pank Drops. Like I said before, when you're going into locals, there's going to be all sorts of random things. So I think double Nib Pank is like good enough. But if I feel like there's just too much combo mirrors, then I will play the third Nibiru for sure. But I think double Nib Pank is good enough. And then, of course, for the backward decks, we are playing double Lightning Storm and the one Harpy's Feather Duster. And then to round it off, we are playing the triple D Barrier. Again, super standard. I don't have Thrust. I would play Thrust if I had them. But again, yeah, like I said before, my deck lists are very budget, but I'm still winning with them, so what can you do? But that was it for my video, guys. It was really quick. Just wanted to talk about like my decks and things of that nature. What I would change, I would definitely be putting in the Sinful Spoils cards. I have them coming in soon, similar to SP Little Knight as well. So if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, let me know. My name's Hamza, and like I always say, guys, keep on shining, never go on your dreams. Peace.